Hi guys, it's you're watching the Man United fan corner, and I just wanted to do a quick video on how our pre-season's gone. And sorry about the camera; it's pretty late here down in Australia, and just thought I'd get this out there as the transfer window starts to slam shut. I am a little bit disappointed with how we've done this transfer window, and I think the sentiment is pretty clear across the general consensus of Man United fans. Um, we did need to improve our defence, which credit to Woodward and the Glazers. They did. They've signed Aaron Wan-Bissaka, and they've also signed Slabhead. they, um, from Leicester City for £80 million, which if there was ever, this is what I'm going to say. We needed a defender. I understand we had to pay the money because Leicester didn't want to sell, right? And I understand Maguire is a good defender, yeah, but he's not a world class defender. Look, and the money doesn't bother me. Like, money isn't like, it doesn't concern me as a fan, but it concerns the Glazers. So I think the way I see it is that they've spent all this money on one player who they spent basically £80 million on a £40 million defender. I think Aaron Wan-Bissaka for £50,000 was about fair enough, and I think he's going to be a really good player. But I honestly think we need a midfielder, and it looks like Rom is going to Inter, so we probably need a striker too. There's some talk that Mario Mandzukic might be coming last minute. Look, I think he'd be all right as a second choice striker coming off the bench. He does offer something different. He's 33, so you're not expecting more than a season out of him, and you're not expecting more than maybe 30 games, most of them coming off the bench for 20, 25 minutes. So I don't think we're going to do too well this season. I'm going to be honest. We came sixth last year, and although I think we have strengthened, we have lost also Herrera, who was a very good midfielder for us. Matic is a year older, and he looked slow in the preseason. So yeah, I'd probably say this: like, our preseason looked good. You can't really read too much from preseason. I mean, we started off against Perth Glory. That wasn't much of a game. They just sort of fucked the bus. Then we played Leeds. They were also entertaining game, but again, the championship side, I think we beat them 4-0, 4-1. We played Inter, we beat them. They tried to park the bus. All right, we drew against AC Milan. So we played against Tottenham, and that wasn't a bad game either. But I'm not super confident. I'm not going to lie, and I think we need to strengthen our midfield. I think losing Herrera is a big loss. I think Matic is slow. He was looking slow in preseason, so I don't know how he's going to look in the Premier League. And you're playing teams that are a lot quicker and a higher tempo generally. I also think we might lose Pogba, but I don't think they'll let him go now that the window's slamming shut. They won't let Pogba out of Real Madrid, and they probably doesn't want to go. I'm a bit disappointed with inside Bruno Fernandes, to be honest. I know there's a lot of talk with Dybala and Eriksen, but I actually thought Bruno was probably the one signing I would like to see get over the line. He's an exciting midfielder. He can score. He can create. He's fast. So unless something happens in the last couple of minutes or the last couple of hours, I think we're going in with a midfield of Matic, Pogba, and Mata, or Lingard, and I don't know if that doesn't really inspire me to say, or even Fred to say that's gonna doesn't really strike fear in the heart of your opponents, huh? I hate to say it, but I think it's going to be another Liverpool City season. Even Arsenal have actually signed some players. I mean, they look like they're doing some bits in the transfer window. So they signed Pepe. They look like they're getting that guy from Celtic, Tierney, who can defend, from what I hear. They might be getting David Luiz in the last minute. So I don't know what's going on with United. I think I want to blame Woodward for just being an idiot and being a banker and not knowing anything about football. But if if he's not given the money by the Glazers, you can't take all the flack either. You know, I mean, you can't blame the manager. Ollie clearly wants signing. He's even said so in his press conferences that we want more players. We want to bring some guys in. But all he can do really as a manager is give a list, give his ideas, and then the board and the Glazers and Woodward, they need to make that happen. Um, I think the Bala might have came if we had Champions League football, but I don't really blame him for not wanting to leave Juve. How can you blame a player from going from a team that's champions in the Serie A, potential Champions League contenders, and they'll win it, but they're definitely contenders, to a side that's in the Europa League, um, and has really lost its ambition as a club. I mean, we're a club that's living on a reputation. I mean, even our coach, he's from one of the greatest eras we had in in the '92 squad. I mean, our manager is a testament to a club that's basically holding on to its history. But I don't know about our future. Um, I'm glad Robben's going. I always thought he was rubbish. Terrible first touch. I don't know why we paid like 80 million for him, 80 million pounds from Everton. That was that was the biggest waste of money. I mean, at least we didn't get that other flop that Chelsea got, but we're desperate for a striker, and I'm a little bit worried that Maguire might be another Rom situation. We're desperate for a centre back. Baye is unreliable because always injured. Rojo's always either injured or getting a red card or giving away penalties. Jones is injured and a little bit shit. Smalling is just shit. Lindelof, I actually think is a good centre back, but you got to have someone to partner him. I actually rate Luke Shaw on the fullback position. I think he's good. So with Maguire, hopefully he turns out to be someone who can really slot in there. But I don't know if Maguire is going to be enough with the signing of Aaron Wan-Bissaka. So I'm really hoping we do some business in the last minute of the transfer window. I'm really hoping we can get at least 2 or 3 more players down. At least one more signing. If we could sign someone like Bruno or something like that. But there's no talk of that, so I wouldn't be surprised if the Glazers have basically shut the checkbook. It's a bit sad that Man United are in this situation where we've got no midfield. We've got one world class outfield player in Paul Pogba. We've got a world class keeper. We have a good defense now. I would say our defense is looking strong. We have a quick, albeit inconsistent forward line in Martial, Rashford, and possibly Greenwood now. We'll be playing a bit, hopefully. But they're still young. They're still learning, especially Rashford and Greenwood. I reckon James also, I probably didn't mention James much during this, but I don't think he's going to get too much of a game. I think he's a development player. I think you might see him a little bit in the League Cup, maybe the FA Cup, possibly even off the bench, but I don't think his time has come yet. So I don't know. I think our season would be a success if we come fourth. And as a Man United fan, I can't believe I'm saying that if we come fourth, that would be a successful season, because we really should be looking to win the league every year, especially with the revenue the club makes, the size of the club, the wages some of those players are on. We really should be a championship contending team. And honestly, I still think I think you're going to see probably City first, Liverpool second, Tottenham will probably come third. Even Tottenham might even come second. They've signed quite well as well. And then I reckon it'll either be probably Arsenal coming fourth this season. I hate saying that because I really don't want to see us coming fifth or sixth again. But I think it's going to be another one of those seasons where it's going to be bitterly disappointing. I'm hoping players like Greenwood and Axel Tuanzebe get a bit of a game, even Chong. I mean, if we're going to have a write-off of a season, we might have got to play some of the kids. But, yeah, I'm really disappointed, and I hope Woodward out and the Glazers out keeps trending on Twitter because, I understand, like, you've got to run a club like a business. I know a lot of fans think there's, they don't care because in the end, of the day, it's not their money. So the fans are like, oh, we just want signings, we want this. But when your club, when you are probably the biggest, if not the second biggest club in the world, and you're sitting sixth in the Premier League, all right, you need to pull the checkbook out. You need to be dropping. We should have at least dropped £250 million on this transfer window. We should have signed at least 4 or 5 starting players, and I would consider Maguire a starter. I would consider Aaron Wan-Bissaka a starter. I think James is going to be a good player, but I don't consider him a starter. £15 million in this market isn't a lot of money. So I definitely think we needed at least probably a defensive mid, attacking mid, and if we are going to lose Lukaku, so I would probably say we need a world-class striker. But I would have been happy if we at least just got Bruno Fernandes. So we would have had at least 3 key position players back in the squad. 3 guys are going to start, exciting talent. And then we've got some young talent coming through in Axel and in Greenwood. So they get a bit of an opportunity. But I'm really disappointed with how this transfer window's gone. I mean, I didn't expect us to get Dybala. I thought that would have been great business if we traded Rom for Dybala, because Dybala's a lot better than Rom. Especially if they threw in Mandzukic as well, because he would have offered something else. I know a lot of people say, oh, he's old, he's slow. He's not going to start every week, but yeah, I have to say, if I was going to rate this transfer window out of 10, I'd probably give it a 4 out of 10. And I'm going to try and be optimistic for the season. I'm hoping that, Ollie, with some progressive football, we might get the results on the board. It's a tough start. First game is against Chelsea, and Lampard's going to want to prove that he's got what it takes. They do have the transfer ban. They have lost Eden Hazard, so I think the pressure will be on us, because if we don't get a result, first game of the Premier League, it's going to be like, look, they didn't get to sign anyone. I think they locked down Kovacic, who was there on loan from Real Madrid before, so he's also a pretty good player. But to lose Hazard, your main man, I think if we lose the first 2 or 3 games in the season, Ollie could be under pressure, and it's really not all his fault. I mean, he took over a squad that was a shambles, and he hasn't really had the backing from the board to try and fix it, and that's quite disappointing. And I don't know what to say, because we've had 2 world-class managers. We had a dud manager in Moyes, now we've got an inexperienced manager in Ollie. How are we going to fix this situation? I don't know, but I'm really hoping things get better for Man United. I'm really hoping that they pull something out of the bag and they're keeping something under wraps, because if this transfer window closes with the squad the way we are, I can't see us coming better than 5th or 6th this season. So let us know what you think of the team and how you think this transfer window has gone, and if there was one player you could have signed realistically, so don't just turn around and say you wanted Messi or Neymar or Ronaldo. Realistically, out of the players we were linked with, who would you have liked to have seen come? Hopefully we have a good season, and to all the United fans out there, keep believing. And Glazers out.